Okay, picture this for a second. You're on the dream vacation of a lifetime in a Spanish-speaking country. I mean, the weather is perfect, the food is absolutely incredible, but then, suddenly, you feel terrible. You need to see a doctor, but it hits you that you have literally no idea how to explain your symptoms. You are, quite literally, lost in translation. Let's dive right into this explainer and make absolutely sure that nightmare scenario never, ever happens to you. Today, we're going to equip you with the exact tools you need to handle a medical consultation in Spanish and do it with total confidence.
So that's the million-dollar question, right? How exactly do you tell a doctor where it hurts in Spanish? It's really not just about memorizing a few isolated words. It's about putting them together correctly so you're understood instantly. To solve this puzzle, we're going to build your vocabulary and grammar block by block, logically and directly, pulling straight from our essential study materials.
Here's what we're looking at today. 1. Anatomy 101, body parts. 2. Expressing pain, doler versus dolor. 3. Diagnosing common illnesses. And 4. Important medical questions.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Anatomy 101, Body Parts.
So looking directly at page 71 of our medical sources, pointing to where it hurts definitely helps, sure, but knowing the exact word, that cuts your diagnosis time in half. Let's map out the most common trouble areas that tend to flare up when we're traveling or just under a lot of stress. Let's actually lock these words in together. I'm going to say them clearly, and I really want you to say them out loud with me. Connect the word to your own body. Ready? Cabeza, estómago, espalda, garganta, ojos, oído, and muela. Excellent. Those right there are your primary coordinates. Moving on to Section 2, expressing pain. Doler versus dolor. Okay, this is where it gets super interesting. This separates the whole concept of pain into two distinct tools. So on one side, we have doler, which is an action. It's a verb. It means the physical action of something hurting you. On the other side, we have dolor, which is the thing itself, the noun. Grasping this little grammatical shift, that is the master key to sounding like a natural Spanish speaker when you're at the clinic. Now, both of these phrases mean the exact same thing, but look at the grammar here. Using the verb, you'd say, me duele la cabeza, which literally translates to, the head causes me pain. But if you use the noun, you have to use the verb to have, so it becomes, tengo dolor de cabeza. It's a fundamental mindset shift, really. Let's try to really lock this pattern into your memory with another example. Me duele la muela versus tengo dolor de muela. Same dental symptom, but two perfectly valid grammatical paths. If you choose that verb doler, it's almost like the tooth is actively attacking you. If you choose dolor, you are the subject who currently has that condition. Mastering this doler verb formula, which is laid out perfectly on page 70, by the way, is absolutely crucial because it's just the most direct way to say it. Take it slow and kind of feel the flow of these phrases. Me duele la espalda, me duele el oído, me duele el estómago, me duele la garganta. But hold on, pause for a second on that last point. Me duelen los ojos. Did you catch that letter N at the end of duelen? When more than one thing hurts, like both of your eyes, the verb becomes plural. It's a tiny detail, but it's incredibly vital for sure. All right, Section 3, diagnosing common illnesses. Before you even start detailing specific symptoms to the nurse, you really need to establish your general state using the reflexive verb sentirse, basically how you feel yourself. For a routine checkup where everything's going great, it's me siento bien or me siento genial. But if we're back in our vacation nightmare scenario, you're going to be using that negative column, me siento enfermo, me siento pésimo, or me siento terrible. And right here is where we actually lock in the diagnosis. This is really important. Unlike in English, where you might say you are sick or you are cold, Spanish strictly requires you to have these conditions using the verb tener. Tengo catarro, tengo tos, tengo fiebre, tengo gripe. These are your simple, direct building blocks that the doctor will instantly record in your chart. Which brings us to Section 4, important medical questions. Communication is a two-way street, right? And going back to page 70 of our source, it lists these exact fundamental questions the doctor is going to ask you. Read them with me. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Qué te sucede? ¿Qué síntomas tienes? ¿Tienes algún dolor? And the absolute most precise one of all, ¿dónde te duele?
If you can recognize these auditory cues, you won't be caught off guard at all, and you'll instantly know exactly what information the specialist needs from you. So, here is a final practical test for you. Imagine you're sitting right there on the exam table. The doctor looks at you and asks, ¿Dónde te duele? Now, if your problem is a sore throat, which of our structures would you use to give a perfectly accurate answer? Think about it for a second. If you have that answer right on the tip of your tongue, then congratulations. You officially have your Spanish medical toolkit ready to go. Keep practicing, stay curious out there, and we'll see you in the next explainer.